One.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Reclaiming Creativity Summit. I'm Lara Zeeland, and I am playing host today to our special guest, Alisha Wilford. Alisha is a leadership, life, and creativity coach who lives by the motto, "We rise by lifting others." She's the creator of the Yoke and Abundance Wise Women Wednesday interviews, panels, and podcasts. Alisha spent 11 years as an award-winning international wholesaler in the life insurance industry. And early in her career in corporate America, Alisha became a 500-hour certified yoga teacher, and she founded Greensboro Downtown Yoga. While juggling a successful full-time job and running her own business, Alisha discovered the tools she used to spark creative endeavors and bring mindfulness into her days were the very tools that made her most successful in other aspects of her life. In 2017, Alisha left corporate America, yay, to found Yoke and Abundance. Alisha is an avid traveler, writer, and speaker and enjoys working with anyone who has a propensity to take action toward their dreams. Alisha, welcome to your own summit.
Lara, thank you.
This is great. I love being on the other side of this interview. This is so fun.
I'm so glad you do.
Well, I have so many questions for you because you truly are a maven of creativity. You've totally inspired me. So let's go to kind of your title. I'm really curious about this. So tell me, why do you call yourself a leadership, life, and creativity coach? Tell us more about how you came up with that, and why did you throw creativity in there?
Yes, absolutely. It was really actually creativity is everything. And so I find that when people are stuck and blocked or not achieving the goals that they want or not hitting the satisfaction they thought they would be having at this point, a lot of times it's block creative energy. And so what has to happen is we have to mine ourselves. We have to go deep within ourselves. We have to figure out what creative endeavors aren't happening to fuel what we want in our lives. So that process of allowing ourselves to be creative in some way is really what gets us unstuck. So those creative tools, let's try a creative tool here and a creative tool there, and that's what's going to get people unstuck. So yes, I work with folks as far as, overall life work, but leadership work, you can bring creativity to your leadership in many different ways, as well as, anybody that, is a seeker. I love working with people who are just have that need to grow and transform, or not even transform, but growth, just personal growth. But creativity is really it's one of the strings that ties everything together, that keeps us all moving forward.
Well, and what I love is that you modeled this yourself. So you were in corporate America, but you were also finding creativity. You were growing, you were doing all this yoga stuff. You founded Yoke and Abundance. So you were weaving it through until you realized I got to do this for myself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, so what's your definition of creativity?
What's been phenomenal is I've had a chance to hear everyone else's definition first. But, I really was thinking a lot about this over the course of the past few months as I was, pulling everybody from the summit together and hearing what they had to say. But I really think that, okay, so I think that I know what the meaning of life is. And, obviously the meaning of life, I think it's obvious. It's to love, right? And what so often comes from of a love is creation. And, I don't have children, but obviously children love children come out of a love. But even just the act of, one of my creative passions is snail mail, right? And so that sitting down and writing something out is an act of love. When you have an idea in your head, that seedling of an idea, when you incubate that and plan and prepare and go over and, all of the things that you do to bring that to life, to make that seed flower and bloom, that's an act of love. All of those little ways that you water and nurture that plant, it's love.
Mm-hmm.
Creativity is love.
Oh, I've never heard that before. That's really powerful. I really like that. I mean, it is true too. Like it is nurturing and generating and producing, and it's a force. It's a force.
I think what comes of love, creativity is an expression of love. That's what I believe creativity is.
Yes. I love your definition. That's great. So, okay. So now that we know the definition, tell me how you use creativity to influence your wise inner woman.
Oh, how do I access my wisdom through creativity? So there's so many ways. And I think that that's why I am a creativity coach, is because I think that there are so many different tools and I love the majority of them. But Rebecca Idlet was on the Creativity Summit, and she does one thing. She does soul collage, and she's introduced me to soul collage. And that has really helped me access. I've realized over the years, I do a ton of writing of morning pages, and I do a ton of vision boarding and art journaling, and that just adding the extra piece then of the soul collage just has taken it one step further for me of accessing this subconscious mind of things that I need to know, but I haven't brought yet to surface. So the soul collage really has helped me pretty significantly access these new places of myself and access that inner wise woman. But it can be as simple as getting quiet. It can, which a lot of the participants of the summit have already talked about, with that act of being still. Realizing that creativity needs space in order to bloom, has caused me to start becoming really, to create big boundaries around my weekends and not plan anything for work, and not to make as few plans with other people as possible. Not because I don't want to see people, but because I need a day or two of nothing on my calendar so that creativity can bloom, so that I can find out what's going on the inside. What's my inner being saying? What's my inner wise woman saying to me?
Yeah. I love that. And I think it's especially important. I think, I don't know where you are on the introvert extrovert scale. I'm like right in the middle kind of. And so I tend to go more extroverted sometimes, but then I'm just like, I need to go introverted and just like recharge and have that like stillness and alone time, which is so important.
So important. Yes.
Yeah. It's even, especially for those of us who are like public facing, right?
Yes. Yeah. And I'm a very public facing in my work. However, I'm an introvert. So, a friend was like, "Are you sure we just can't do this thing really quick? It's only going to take 15 minutes this weekend." And I was like, "No, it's for work. If it was just to get a cup of coffee, yes, but no, it's for work. So we can do it the following week." But when you work so hard during the week, if you don't give your brain a chance to shut off on the weekends, even if you just are thinking, "Oh, I'm just opening an email," that takes you back into it. It's like you've opened Pandora's box, and all of a sudden you're right back into that. It's like your brain really needs time and space to let go.
And holding those boundaries, right? Yeah. Because we can say, I have this boundary, but holding them is so important. Yeah. It's so easy just to slide into the.
And then I'm like, wow, am I being a jerk because I didn't agree to do this thing over the weekend? I'm like, no, if I don't, I'm going to be shit for other people during the week. And that's not, and myself, and that's not okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, good. Thank you for holding the boundary so that the rest of us can from you. I love it. All right. So what do you feel like is the biggest problem facing creativepreneurs, actually? So creatives and creativepreneurs. So people pursuing that are creative.
I think it's exactly what I just talked about, right? It's not holding boundaries around time. And Bonnie, Christine talked about it earlier in the summit, but I just want to echo what she said again, because I think it's a message worth saying. It's so, if you're a creativepreneur, you've got multiple things. You probably got multiple passions. You're probably what Marie Forleo calls a multi-passionate entrepreneur. And what happens is that you're being pulled in a lot of different directions. And you often say yes to things that aren't in alignment with your core values because you think they need to happen for your business or whatever, or it's a responsibility. But honestly, our responsibility to ourselves, they're the most important ones. And so if we don't hold space for ourselves and what we say is important to us, then it's going to have a really negative impact on our businesses and our creative pursuits and being able to access that inner wise woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That gets me in the feels, because I think it's just so true. It's just so true. And it's so challenging and it's so hard. And like you said, for those of us who want to put our fingers in all the pies, it's just hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Like you want to be all the things to all the people.
Exactly.
And so we end up having nothing left for ourselves when we do that. And often then our dreams get placed on the back burner. Financial resources sometimes then get placed on the back burner. So it's just, and not everybody's boundaries need to be my boundaries. Not everybody needs to block off 2 days each week, although I highly recommend it. But whatever your boundaries are, hold them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is that what you feel like keeps people stuck, or is there something else that keeps people stuck? Is it a boundary thing? Or if someone's out there feeling like, I just don't know how to get out of this swamp that I'm in, is that something else?
Yeah. I think the biggest problem facing entrepreneurs is probably not holding boundaries. However, I feel like the thing that keeps people stuck is fear.
Oh, okay.
I think fear of failure, fear of success. I think that the perception that because I don't know all of the steps, I can't see the end of the staircase, means that I can't take the first step. I think those types of thoughts hold people back. I think perfectionism holds creativepreneurs back. So like my top 3, it's probably fear, it's probably perfectionism, or it's probably I'm not able to yet visualize what the outcome is going to look like. So I don't take that first step.
So what do you recommend that people, I'm sitting here, I'm like, yep, that's me. I feel stuck. That you just named me. I'm afraid. I can't see the end of the staircase. What do they do?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So short answer is morning pages.
Okay.
So my answer, I think, just if you pick up The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, that's the Bible. I mean, just start there. I ask all of my clients to work with that, but then getting a coach like myself, and even if it's not me, there have been coaches on this summit, find the one that speaks to you and work with that person. Because if you've got somebody that you feel like is speaking your language, you understand where you're probably coming from, they're going to be able to reflect back to you what's going on, that bird's eye view. They're like, a good coach is really just a guide on the journey that can show you the things that you're missing. And then you get to choose what to do with them. A coach can lead you to water. You have to do the work. You have to actually drink. But that is going to be a tremendous next step. They can work with you on what to do about the perfectionism. They can work with you about what to do about the boundaries. They can help you identify what your core values are, how to access that inner being, that true self that might need to come out, that you might be covering up so that you don't hear what that true self is saying. And so if you're stuck creatively, if you're stuck in your job, if you just feel like there's something else and you don't quite know how to get there, like it's really imperative to work with an expert. The most successful people around are working with experts.
I love the athlete metaphor too, because it's like every athlete, like elite athletes have a coach for everything. Like a runner has like a jumping coach, like if they're doing hurdles, they have like a hurdles coach, but then they have a sprinting coach, and then they have like a power weightlifting coach. Like they have like a million coaches.
Yeah. Okay. Think about it. If you were an Olympic athlete, I love that. This is a great metaphor. If you're an Olympic athlete, you have a psychologist that you visit every week. You have a sports psychologist. You have a sports nutritionist. You have your coach who is, probably working with that team. You might even have a doctor, depending on if, you have an injury of some sort. So that team is working with your main coach to help you achieve. Nobody achieves anything in a vacuum. Like thinking we need to do it all ourselves is part of what can hold us back.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Well, to that end, I mean, we couldn't have teed this up any more perfectly, but Alisha, do you have a free offering for our viewers who have tuned into you for the summit?
I do. So, I will do for this summit, I'm doing a free 30-minute discovery call for anyone who's been a part of the summit, as long as you book it this week. And then out of that discovery call, if you decide to work with me as a coach, and I never do this big of a discount, but I'll do a 50% off discount for my coaching series exclusively for the people that have been a part of this summit. So if you schedule a 30-minute discovery call with me this week and then decide to move forward with coaching, you'll get 50% off, and I will leave the code below.
That's very generous. I am probably going to take you up on that offer because that's just fabulous. Thank you for all that generosity. And thank you for putting together this incredible summit and for being such a light of creativity for all of us. Thank you for everything, Alisha. You are awesome.
Lara, thank you so much.